Hello, 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 and welcome to Courageously Kind. I'm Maddie.
And I'm Liz. We're twin sisters and best friends.
Together, we share stories of especially kind humans doing especially kind things, in hopes that these conversations motivate and inspire you to be kinder to yourself and others. When we're not speaking with an incredible guest, we'll speak directly from our hearts about what it means to us to be courageously kind. You know, something that's funny is that we have talked to a lot of sisters this season, either like directly with sisters or with people like Tyler who work closely with their sisters. And we totally didn't plan that, but it was just sort of like a common theme that kept popping up amongst guests this season.
Yeah, you know, that common mission I think that we all share of trying to make the world a better, happier, kinder place. And also that bond of sisterhood of like, we're going to do this together.
Yeah.
And it was so reassuring too, because Maddie and I, as twins, we do literally everything together.
We do.
To a point where it's like, is this healthy? I don't know. But it was so amazing to see so many sisters working together to achieve their goal and our goal too. So it's really awesome. A really awesome theme of the season.
Yeah. Mercedes and Anastasia are two sisters who created small bits of happiness, which they will explain all about, but essentially it was really a project born out of the pandemic and designed to be a resource for young people and teenagers that want to incorporate a little bit more happiness into their lives. Amongst incorporating happiness into their lives, they also have mental health tips and tips for making friends and tips for, you know, being a student and study tips and habits. And it really is like such an incredible holistic resource for anybody in middle school or high school or even as a college student. I find some of it really insightful and really helpful too. So yeah, they will tell you all about it, but an incredible resource. And you guys, these girls are in high school, like middle school and high school, and they are doing such incredible things already. Yeah. It was such a joy and such an honor to connect with them and to learn about small bits of happiness and how we can help support them too. So without further ado, here they are.
Yeah, so we're from Calgary in Alberta, which is Canada, and both teenagers. We go to school, we love to hang out with our friends, but we also love working together in our business. I mean, I love to hang out with my friends and like go to the movies or just like hang out at home, have some snacks, or hang out with my family. During the summer, we love to go biking, and there's a little ice cream shop nearby where we love to, you know, stop by, get some ice cream.
Love it.
Or we love to watch like entrepreneurial movies or shows about like Facebook or, you know, WeWork or Amazon, and it's really inspiring to watch it together.
What's your favorite ice cream flavor?
I love mint chocolate chip. Mercedes always makes fun of me for it, but it's my favorite.
That's a good answer.
Ever since I was little, I've always loved like hazelnut or Nutella.
Ooh, like that's that. Liz, yeah. Liz is a Nutella girly for sure. Or like peanut butter. You go for peanut butter a lot.
Chocolate. Yeah.
I think I'm like a cookies and cream. I like a cookie. I like a French. Yeah, totally. Totally. Liz has a favorite icebreaker question that we've asked everybody this season.
I do. It's so silly. If you were a kitchen appliance or utensil, what would you be and why?
Okay, I love that question. I think it's a really good icebreaker. I think I would be like an oven. I like to cook up ideas and not just like, you know, brainstorm an idea, but like actually together with Anastasia, see it through and like come up with the final result.
Yeah,
I love it.
I think I'd probably be like the fridge, because whenever things get kind of heated, I can like help cool things down, and also like help store the ideas and stuff. Also, I am really big in like the finances stuff, so I kind of keep track of everything, make sure we're not wasting any money.
These are perfect answers.
Oh, thank you.
I love it. I love that they're kind of like balance each other out. So we've got the hot oven and the cold fridge. I love that. Yeah. What are you today, Liz?
Ooh, I think I'm ice cube maker.
Ice cube maker. Yeah. Like a one that, okay, what kind of ice though?
Ooh, like round ice, like the little balls.
Yeah,
ice.
That's a good one. I don't know what I would be today. I'm thinking ice cream scoop.
Okay.
While we're on the topic of ice cream.
Yeah.
Just because I love ice cream.
You like click it and it scoops it out.
Yes.
For you?
Yeah. One of the big, heated. Oh my gosh. Okay. getting back on track. You guys have started something called Small Bits of Happiness. Could you tell us a little bit about it? And how old were you guys when you started it?
Yeah, so we started Small Bits of Happiness about a year and a half ago now.
That's awesome.
And we started it during the pandemic because I was 13 and Anastasia was 11.
Yeah.
But I think that she was kind of living teenagehood through me at the time because, like, you know how it is. I mean, being a teenager is tough. And this is what we realized, like, anytime that you're a teenager, your hormones are changing, you have more responsibilities, friendship issues. But on top of all that, nowadays and during the pandemic as well, we have to deal with pandemic or post-pandemic life, war and climate change, and all of that can really take a toll, and it definitely took a toll on our happiness, and we were feeling quite unhappy and quite sad. So we wanted to feel happier. So together we started focusing on the small good things that happen every day, maybe watching the sunrise, eating some chocolate, eating some ice cream. And those things helped us feel so much happier that we wanted to share that with others because we could see our friends, our peers, and people all around the world could use a little bit more happiness.
Love that so much. I feel like a lot of people we've talked with this season, we've had a lot of reoccurring themes, but one of them is like these pandemic or post-pandemic projects of like people just seeing a need for things like happiness or kindness or joy or, you know, like what truly is important. And you know, the pandemic was awful, of course, we don't want to diminish that, but so much good came out of that period of time. It really is just amazing. I love it.
Yeah, I totally agree. I mean, it's like looking for the small good things. I mean, the pandemic was definitely not the best time ever, but there's like good things that
it's always good to like notice like what good can come out of bad so you can appreciate that and then appreciate what you have now.
Totally. I feel like the more that I focus on the little things too, little things that bring me joy and happiness, like my overall mood is better. You know, if I'm feeling stressed or anxious, I try and do that. I try and make that a priority. It's amazing how just noticing something small can really impact your whole day and your whole mood. It's awesome.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, as soon as you start noticing these small things, it's like you keep seeing them over and over again.
Yes. I love that. Did you guys have a small bit of happiness today so far?
Today before this, I woke up and one of my favorite things to do, I like my routines. So every morning, what gives me a small bit of happiness is waking up, going downstairs and having my breakfast, and then making my bed within the first 30 minutes of waking up. And I feel like sometimes we're like, oh, making your bed is such a chore. And honestly, I really enjoy it because it makes my room and my life and my day feel like I've done something productive. I can keep being productive and feeling good. And then I have a big window in my room, so I love watching the sunrise. I'm an early riser, so every morning there's this beautiful sunrise, and I love to watch that while I get ready.
Yeah,
beautiful. I love it.
I love listening to music. So like whenever I wake up, like after I finish eating breakfast, I always listen to music, and that's honestly it really helps me have a better day. I find that if I skip that, then it's just kind of like I'm kind of all over the place, but
I love that. I also love a routine, and I love making my bed in the morning. I love that. Wasn't that a book, like Make Your Bed or something, and how there's science behind like doing something when you wake up to set yourself up for the day. I love that so much. What are you listening to right now?
What are you listening to?
So I like listening to like my dad. We have a very similar sense of music. So
I love it.
Listen to some like Nirvana and interesting types of music like that.
I love it.
I like Taylor Swift.
I love both.
Yeah, exactly. And then, like you were saying, with the Navy, with the making your bed, we actually learned. We had like a bits post on our blog bits about Navy SEALs, and they make their bed every morning as like a habit to like get their day on a positive roll. And I was like, if that works for Navy SEAls, it's just gonna work for me and like teenagers and people because like.
Yeah, as soon as I wake up, I like roll myself out of bed and like I'll get on the ground and then I'll just as soon as I get up, I'll make my bed. So I don't trust myself to make it later. I know that if I don't do it first thing as I wake up, I'm never gonna do it.
I'm the same way. I have to do it when I think about it, or it's not getting done. I love it. You mentioned your blog. Tell us about your blog on your website. I love it.
So our blog is called Bits because it's like little bits of happiness. So we post it once a week. There's a new blog post that goes up, and they're short little bits of happiness. We have different categories. So we have interviews with iconic individuals. So there's like teen celebrities, we've got body image expert, we've got Olympic athletes, and they share like their life advice and happiness tips. Each of them is on a different like kind of topic of happiness, like confidence or taking breaks. Then we also have like the science behind happiness, but like broken down into simple, understandable pieces of information, like maybe the science behind why drinking a warm beverage makes you feel happier, or the science behind why sleeping an extra 15 to 20 minutes makes you feel happier. And then we've also got, so we've got the science, we've got interviews, we've got our favorites, which is just like Starbucks drinks to try or
I love
it for summer. And then we've also finally got teen hacks, which is like just top 3 tips on how to feel better, maybe top 3 tips on how to be more productive or more organized or like your body better. And that type of thing.
I love that so much. And I feel like having all of those resources like in one spot for teenagers is so important. I would have so loved that in middle school and early high school. Like I feel like that would have been so helpful. So I love that you're really thinking like holistically, like body, mind, happiness, our spirit. You know what I mean? Like I really love that you have all of those together. It feels very holistic, which is awesome. You share a lot of tips and life advice for teens. And although Liz and I are 20 and not teens anymore, I love them. And I think they're so helpful.
Yeah.
What is the best advice you guys have ever received?
Yeah, so I think that for me is just like it's okay to take breaks because often I think we correlate productivity with like just constantly go.
Totally.
And that's not true. Like I find as soon as I start taking breaks, I can actually do things better. So like often if I'm feeling overwhelmed, I'll take like a 5-minute break, go outside. And so I think that definitely just taking breaks has been such an amazing, I think my mom and my dad always told me just to take just even 5-minute breaks. And
yeah, that's great.
For me, that have to be progress, not perfection.
Yes.
I think it's when we start doing something, we're like, if I don't finish this today or in the next week or so or soon in my timeline, then I'm like, it's going to be a failure or it's not going to go anywhere or go well. And I think that no matter what it is you're working towards, like whether it's a business or maybe for others, like, I don't know, a song or an athletic skill they're trying to develop, whatever it is, if you work on something a little bit every day, and as long as you make progress, I think that's all that really matters. Is like, for example, I built our Small Bits of Happiness website, and it's a big undertaking. I was overwhelmed. I was like,
totally.
Okay, how am I going to make a whole website? But I would make just 1 page per day, and eventually you have a whole website. And it's like, if you do 1 page per day, it's just more, it's more manageable, and it's easier to work with and less overwhelming.
Totally. I love both of those. I feel like those are things I learned like in my first year of college. I feel like when you go to high school or college, it's like new and you're trying to figure everything out. And I found those 2 things to be so helpful of just like breaking it up into bite-sized chunks, breaking up my work and breaking up my day into chunks too, and taking breaks and realizing that like you said, productivity doesn't have to be perfection. It doesn't have to be completion. It just has to be like a step toward your goal. I absolutely love that. So much. You have a section on your website. Your website is beautiful, by the way. Website creation is not easy. I feel like that's one of the hardest things. Someone else we just talked to said it was one of the hardest things too, like to create a website and get all your info there and how do you make it look appealing? And your website is beautiful. You have a section on your website called Mood Boost. What are some things that you count on that you can go to that boost your mood?
Yeah, well, I personally love exercise. I feel like it's the best way for me to clear my mind. And I love just doing something every day that, again, it's like a routine. And it's just like a way for me to get away from it all. So at the end of every day, whether it's a school day or during a break, I love to go down to our basement and do like nothing too fancy, just do like some arm workouts and some core like workout videos and then go on like the treadmill or the bike. And it's just, we've learned a lot about those happiness hormones, those endorphins that you get from exercise. And it's just the best way to kind of reset and clear my mind.
Yeah, I think that for me, like I said before, music, but I also, my best friend lives in the US. And so one of my, gives me a mood boost is always calling her and talking with her. And also going on walks with my mom also is just so nice because we'll have like a nice conversation and we'll go out with our dog and it's a really nice thing to do.
Yeah, I love that. There's something about talking on the phone. I used to be so scared of talking on the phone, and like I was very much like a text me, don't call me, but I started calling some of my friends. There's something so special about like
hearing their voice.
Yes, and being able to have like a full conversation and not like texting back and forth. No shade to people who text, but I love that you mentioned that.
We try to call like about like every day. Sometimes it doesn't work out, but like I like for a long time, we literally like religiously every day. It was like I'd like I think two or like as soon as I came home, I would do like I think before I did my work, I would call her and just kind of it was really awesome.
Just get to catch up. I love that. I love that so much. If you had one piece of advice to share with teenagers that might be looking to incorporate some more happiness into their lives, or maybe are just don't even know where to start, what would you say to teenagers or to anybody looking to incorporate more happiness in their lives?
Yeah, this is another piece of advice that my dad told me, I think like 2 years ago during the pandemic when I was going through, all that started the pandemic in teenagehood. And it was, this too shall pass. Like nothing lasts forever. And that's really stuck with me because it's like a short little saying, but like the bad things, whatever you're going through right now, if it's bad, it will pass and eventually good things will happen. But also if something good is happening right now, enjoy it, because live in the present moment, because again, nothing lasts forever. And so that's why it's so important to be happy with where we are at and appreciate those small good things that happen every day, because nothing lasts forever. And that's a good thing, but it can also be sad sometimes.
Totally. I love that.
So I think that one piece of advice that I would give is that you need to surround yourself with people that you want to be more like. So for example, I love hanging around with my friends because they really inspire me to also try to be better. And so it really helps you grow as a person. And so just surround yourself with people who you find are interesting, who you want to be more like, because you are what the top 5 people around you are.
Yeah, I love that. You guys are going so far in life, and I just people say that to us and they're like, yeah, whatever. But like, seriously, you guys are awesome. You are doing such amazing things. What have you learned? You said this has been about a year and a half of doing small bits of happiness and running. What are some things that you've learned throughout this process?
Yeah, so I think that for me, definitely when I think I first started, it was a little bit harder to be like a team worker. But I think as we have worked together, you really just start to appreciate and understand how each one of us on the Small Bits of Happiness team just really contributes and really helps build the value of Small Bits of Happiness. And you also learn how to talk with people, how to, get your work done, and also help people out when they can't do their work. And it's just a really great way to learn how to be a part of a team.
I love that.
Yeah, and the biggest thing I would say I've learned is, well, firstly, I've learned a lot about happiness, and I think we've both become so much happier through doing small bits of happiness and through working on it. I've learned a lot about creating happiness habits, and so it takes 21 days to build a habit, and it takes 90 days to create a permanent lifestyle change. So obviously, as we learned all these small bits that we share with our audience, we've also incorporated them into our own daily life and built those happy habits. And I've also learned so much about the science behind happiness. Like one of my favorite science facts that honestly, I love it so much. It's about the vagus nerve. It's like the longest nerve in your nervous system, and you can stimulate it. And when you stimulate it, it's really easy to stimulate, and it makes you feel calmer. So like taking a warm shower or a warm bath or singing or drinking a warm beverage, it all makes you feel calmer because it stimulates your vagus nerve. And so I find that amazing.
I love it.
So we've both learned so much about running a business. I've learned so much about like organization and like how to break up everything you need to do and delegate it out.
Yeah.
About like public speaking. I think both of us. Yeah, our public speaking definitely improved. And like marketing, just like all the little things that you wouldn't think of go into running a business. We've learned, and it's been amazing. And I know obviously we're going to keep learning so much, and it's so exciting.
Yeah, that's so sweet. I feel like we had really similar experiences. Totally. Like I had to kind of really convince Liz to do the podcast, and she was like, absolutely not. But like, and public speaking was not our thing. But yeah, I feel like you learn a lot when you just start, when you just do it. If you've got that little drive in you, even if it's terrifying, just to find the courage to start and to do it is, I think, is the hardest part, but it's definitely pays off.
Absolutely.
Definitely the most beneficial for sure. One last question before we let you guys go. This has been awesome.
Oh my gosh.
You guys are so awesome, and
so cool.
your passion radiates out of you. Like, you can tell how passionate you are about helping people and helping fellow teenagers, and it's so beautiful. And we just love you guys, and we love what you're doing, and we just can't thank you enough for being here today. One last question. Of course. Before we let you guys go, this is something we've been asking everybody this season, and I love this question because it shows how nuanced kindness is, but also, like, every single answer has been different. We haven't had one single answer that has been the same. The question is, what does kindness mean to you?
Yeah, so for me personally, I think it means like going out of your way, even just a little bit, just to give somebody a little small bit of happiness or mood boost. Like, for example, if you like somebody's top, you could probably just think that, but just going out of your way and saying, "Hey, I really like your top," it can even be like just a little bit of courage, but it can really change somebody's day and really give them a small bit of happiness.
Totally.
And for me, I think it's kind of similar to what Anastasia just said, but like helping others and doing small things for other people, like being there for your friends or your family if they need somebody to, talk to or hang out with. Also, like just helping people. Maybe if you see somebody who has a lot of stuff in their hands, open the door for them. If you see someone's dropped something, pick it up, I think it's just those little tiny things. It doesn't have to be a huge thing. Kindness is a free thing that you can do. And I think that it's just such a beautiful way to give to other people. And even donating some of your old clothes or donating some spare food that you have. And it's just like you can make such a big impact in somebody's life and you don't even know it through your small actions. So I really,
Totally. We totally agree. Beautiful answers.
Great answers.
You guys, how can people find Small Bits of Happiness? How can they support the work that you do? Do you guys have a merch store? How can people support you guys?
Yeah, well, we do have a store. It's called Shop Bits. And it's just like we have some clothing that we've designed together to inspire you to look for the happiness in daily life. And we've got our game, Mission Small Bits of Happiness, with 100 unique activities to do to feel like your day in it. So you do 1 card per day to build those happy habits. But really anybody can get, because we have tons of free daily happiness content. So our website is smallbitsofhappiness.com, and we've got our blog and our shop and so much free happiness content on there. You can follow our Instagram, which is small.bits.of.happiness, and our TikTok, which is just Small Bits of Happiness.
Perfect. We will link all of those in the description so people can find them easily. And you guys are so awesome. I can't say it enough. I feel like it doesn't even awesome doesn't even begin to describe it, but you guys are so cool. And thank you for who you are and what you're doing to make this world a happier, kinder place. You guys are awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
The passion and the excitement that just radiates off the both of them, it's infectious. It's just so wonderful.
It is. It's infectious. It's inspiring. It's motivating to see young people so dedicated towards the things that really matter in life, like happiness and kindness and joy. To see young people filling that need is so amazing.
Absolutely. And as other creators that are trying to do that too, that are trying to create something that encourages people to be kind to themselves and to others and that sort of thing, it's really motivating and inspiring to see other people doing that kind of work too. It warms my heart, number one, but it also gives me a lot of hope for the future. I think a lot of people worry about our future, rightfully so, but a lot of people worry about what the world will look like, in 10 years from now or 20 years from now or whatever. But I think the future of our world is in good hands.
It is.
It really is. And there are people out there that really do want to work to make a difference and to make the world a kinder, happier place. So this conversation was awesome, and I left feeling so motivated and inspired for sure. Check out smallbitsofhappiness.com. And their socials are linked in the description as well for all your small bits of happiness. Their YouTube channel is awesome too. It's really thriving. They post content really regularly. They have a blog and have merch and their card game and all that good stuff. So be sure to check that out.
We love y'all. Thank you so much for listening. Have a fantastic week, and we'll see you back here real soon. We'd like to give a huge thank you to Anawalt's Landscape Contracting for their support of Courageously Kind.
Anawalt's is a family-owned landscape contracting company in Berks County that has served Pennsylvania for over 35 years.
If you're ready to get your landscaping project started, visit anawaltlandscape.com or call 610-916-7070.
Anawalt's Landscape Contracting, beautifying Pennsylvania 1 yard at a time.
Thank you so much for listening. If you like this episode, feel free to share it with your friends, your family, or anyone you think might like it too.
And if you want to support the show, leave us a review on Spotify or Apple Podcasts. It really does help. Or check out our merch store at courageouslykind.org. Take good care, and we'll see you back here real soon.